jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya avir maedi rudro yatte dakshinam mukham te namang pahi nityam te namang pahi nityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality and evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are talking about in the Shanti Gita, chapter 5, verse number 33:0. We have read that last time though, but still it is a synopsis of many verses. That's why I want to recapitulate that. The 30th verse says, how the jñānīs, the knowers of truth, wander around and live in the world, and why so much of differences in their pattern of behavior. That because the scripture says we are all born with our past samskaras, impressions, we call samskaras. So a person even realized, but his past impressions forces him till the body drops off in this particular life. So this particular life is run by prārabdha karma. 3 types of karma. One is kriyaman, what you are doing now, all the deeds you are doing, good, bad, its impact, immediate impact, and also later impact. Immediate impact, good, bad, happiness, misery, pleasure, pain. Sometimes you get, sometimes you don't get. How many people in the world doing all nasty things and having very fine time? But where their effect of them will go, it is accumulated in his bank account. Debit, credit. And he does not know. But the impact of all these is our character. So when one, in this life we are moving, that is the kriyaman, means acting now, what I am working. You can come here to listen to this class, you can go to a dancing party. You can come here, you can talk to some people, politics. That much freedom is there. That is the kriyaman, what you are doing, and it's creating your future. Or you are meditating, or you are reading a wonderful spiritual text, uplifting your mind, or you are engaged in some vulgar, useless thing. This freedom is there for every person. So that is the kriyaman, what you are doing now. Its impact will be there, immediately some impact, but afterwards it is accumulated in my samskara. So similarly, this is kriyaman, and one is the prārabdha, the momentum which gives this life to move on. Like you take a bullet and gun and fix the point, I will hit this side or that side, you can choose where you will like. But when it is decided, I will shoot and trigger it. When the bullet goes out, that means you take a berth, and the bullet is moving on to the destination. Then you say, oh, it should not go that, it should go this direction. No. Its direction, its momentum, its forces are all there, and it will move in that direction till it drops. You can change the direction beforehand, but not now. That's why in this life, whatever you are to experience, pleasure or pain, happiness and misery, it is determined beforehand because you have triggered your momentum, your desire. One desire has pushed you to this direction. My life is my way, your life is your way. But then what is the use of Brahma-jnana? Brahma-jnana means you know this is the functioning of the body, I am not connected with that. When you cut that with the knowledge of, with the sword of knowledge, then what happens? Then you know the truth, but still the body goes in its own momentum. Though you know this is matter, this is only appearance, this is only a show, but so long the body is functioning and the momentum is still at the back of you, it will force you to go in that direction. That's why we find that the behavior of the holy people are so different. Brahma-jnani is Latu Maharaj, Swami Adbhutananda. Brahma-jnani is Swami Brahmananda. Brahma-jnani is Swami Vivekananda. Brahma-jnani is Swami Sharadananda. I am talking about the lives we know. Why so much different? Why Maharaj is like that and Baburam Maharaj is like that? Why Mahapurush Maharaj is like that? If we try to understand that, because they have their karma. Of course, they are realized soul, they are born pure. I am not going to that discussion. To understand the philosophy of karma, I am citing these examples. Now, another karma is there which is stored up in my box. Infinite number of stocks are there. How many things we did from this childhood till today? All the karma. Karma is done in instant effect. You get a good food, your tongue says good, that's gone. But the impression of that sweetness goes down into your subconscious mind. Layers after layers after layers. So infinite number of layers of samskaras are there. That's called the sanchito, accumulated, past. And it can give birth to infinite number of lives and deaths. Because any of the impulses come from there, puts a momentum, starts a new life, goes something this way, accumulates something more, again come back, that's why coming and going becomes a cycle. So these are the three types of karma. When you realize God, what happens? Immediately your accumulated bundle, that has no effect in your life because you have severed it. Knowing the truth, is all our mind's play, so it is gone. And at that point of knowledge, you see two things together. The name and form, at the same time background is Satchidananda. You see the gold as also the ornament together. Most of the people see the ornament and its design, the world and its beauty and its ugliness. But only these enlightened people, they see it is permeated by God, the eternal love and joy and bliss. So these are but this life also continues till it falls, till it drops off. The bullet drops off at a certain point. So that is why their behavior pattern is all different. So that verse has been mentioned in the 30th verse. So we have discussed a little bit, but I am going through the same reading again, chanting again. You join with me. Jñānī kaścit virakta pravirata. Jñānī kaścit virakta pravirata. Viṣaye tyakta-bhogo nirāśaḥ. Viṣayas tyakta-bhogo nirāśaḥ. Kaścit bhogi prasiddhaḥ vicarati. Kaścit bhogi prasiddhaḥ vicarati. Viṣaye bhoga-rāga-prasaktaḥ. Viṣaye bhoga-rāga-prasaktaḥ. prārabdha-statra hetur-janayati. prārabdha-statra hetur-janayati. Vividha-vāsanā karma-yogat. Vividha-vāsanā karma-yogat. Prārabdhe jasya bhoga sajatati. Prārabdhe jasya bhoga sajatati. Vibhave bhoga-hīno viraktaḥ, vibhave bhoga-hīno viraktaḥ. It means jñānī, the knowers of truth. Jñānī means naki lagi no. Jñānī, the knowers of truth, kaścit, some of the jñānīs, pravirata-viṣayas, tyakta-bhogaḥ nirāśaḥ. They are, some of the men of wisdom are indifferent. Pravirata-viṣayas tyakta-bhogaḥ nirāśaḥ. They are not entitled, jñānī, kaścit, some of them, viraktaḥ, means withdrawing from the sense objects. Tyakta-bhogaḥ, they give their attachment to enjoyment of the world. Nirāśaḥ, they are bereft of any expectation. They don't expect anything from the world. That type of people will be found. That these people abandon all types of worldly enjoyments, nirāśaḥ, have no expectation for anything. But some you find, kaścit bhogi, they are engaged in eating good food, sleeping in a royal dress, wearing costumes and things like that, beautiful dress, garland. So it appears, what type of sadhu is he? But it is, don't think like that. It is his inner spirituality is awakened. But the body is going on due to prārabdha. Probably he was born in a lord's family, in a jamindar, landlord family, or a very rich millionaire family. If he becomes a monk, so wherever he will go, even when he is in the forest, good food will run after him. So many noble people will say, salute them. It is very natural. Where he goes matters little. People will feel that is their prārabdha-karma is pulling them, and he appears to be surrounded by such people. No? Sometimes they will be, that's why some sadhus are requested that you sadhus, you should not. In India, the youth convention, one boy was asking, you Swamis, you are talking about loving human being, but you go by plane. You travel by plane. But India, America plane is nothing, but India plane is that means you are a rich person. Why not give that money to the poor people? And you are flying on plane. So you see that the sadhu is flying in a plane, going in a first class rail accommodation, air condition, and in India, these are all very rich people's affair. You are a monk and you are traveling. What type of monk? That Swami, he was the president, he became the president afterwards. He said, yes, I always try to travel by plane and travel by first class train and if possible first class car, air conditioned car. Because I have to do so much work. I am going to Delhi this moment to finance minister to talk to them, get 1 million rupees or something for the poor people to work on that, in the tribal area or somewhere. So I'm an old guy. My body will not permit. If I go by ordinary train and next moment I cannot keep the appointment, and after that appointment I will go too many people. So I behave that way. But left to me, I am a monk. But anyhow, why that one Swami is going by this way? There are other sadhus also. So everyone's karma follows them. Good karma and the result of good karma. Or their past sanskar. Either it is nothing higher or lower, but it is the impulses of the past moves people to their own journey. It is which you see apparently, their outside behavior. So the jñānīs behave sometimes totally detached, no expectation from anything, left to himself, absorbed in that. Another jñānī can be found with luxurious outside and enjoying good food, good bed, good this. So, nirāśaḥ, bereft of expectation, they are bhogi, enjoying, prasiddhaḥ, they are renowned, vicarati, they wander around, viṣaye, in the objects of the world, no? Bhoga-rāga-prasaktaḥ, and they are seen as if they are attached to the enjoyment of the good food, sunset experience, good food, good scene. They want to visit a new, nice place, good scenario, artist enjoying the art, and so they are like any worldly person. They look like that. Bhoga-rāga-prasaktaḥ, they being attached to the objects of the experiences of the outside. Prārabdha, the result of the past life's action is their tatra hetu. What is the cause? Cause of their past life. They were to get this hardship or this type of luxurious life because of their karma has brought, the previous life's karma. But when knowledge part is same for anyone. But the external expression of the life after knowledge is so different. The cause, this scripture says, cause is prārabdha-statra hetu. The hetu means the cause, is the prārabdha. Because of that, jñānī vividha-vāsanā. It creates diverse types of desires, as it were. Karma-yogat prārabdhe bhoga. But because of his prārabdha, which has brought his fun and joy and enjoyment, he is engaged that way, sajatati vibhave, and he is found to be enjoying in more luxurious and pomp and power and this and that. And bhoga-hīno viraktaḥ. Someone, bhoga-hīno, he finds he does not get a good meal. He's so austere, a dry paratha, dry roti, and begging in the Himalayas. But some in the Himalayas itself, they also monk, but they get so many things. So these don't judge by any other thing, but you have to understand that is their past life's good karma or bad karma, which has created, brings all these things associated with him. In our order also you can find so many great Swamis, no? Swami Lokeshwaranandaji, wherever he goes, no? He will be there, people are flocking around him, no? When he goes, everyone feels that somebody is going, no? And all the honor, respect, and he is very humble. As a monk, we have seen him. He is the most loving Swami. Heart flows for the bleeds for the suffering humanity, and does so much for anyone. How many people he has helped in the life. But outside you see, he's a luxurious, big body with a fine dress, no? Fine cloth. A monk should be using all those. Monks will be in tattered cloth and this. That's also another example. But don't judge by that. There each one brings his own prārabdha. And because of that prārabdha, life goes in a trajectory. And then, but knowledge when it comes, both have the wisdom-wise the same. But external association, external behavior appears different.
But it is only associated with that eating and dress up like that, or also like that some monks may like to talk to women devotees are more coming and then talking.
That also can be, if it is karma is there. But they don't get affected because of their knowledge. That will bring, whatever their karma, that will bring. That's why people, you see that there are many great Swamis and who are, so many devotees come around that Swami, no? And as other Swamis are there, normally they don't like, and also probably by nature, that's what you call it, by their nature. That is it differs. So jnānī, we are talking of the jnānī, not for us. Our regulation is different, their regulation is different. Even because that's why they are jnānī. Jnānī means that they have attained the supreme knowledge and they are established in that knowledge. Established in that knowledge does not go away. Our knowledge means we have the knowledge, intellectual knowledge, we so much discuss and we forget, we do and we don't do. But they are not like that. Their knowledge, their pratishtha, jnana pratishtha, they are established in their firm knowledge. And that said that when Brahma Jnana comes, once you get it, you cannot forget that. It will be your own eternal property. Vidyaranya Muni said that prārabdha, the the people of knowers of truth, tattva, prārabdha karma anusare, according to their prārabdha karma, their doihik vyavahar acharan, their physical behavior and pattern of movement of the body, etc., it becomes possible. There should not be any doubt about that. Whether because of their past lives' karma, whatever condition they may be, whatever place they may be, everyone, because they have established themselves in aham brahmasmi, I am that, there is no distinction between their freedom of the soul. Soul-wise, they are perfectly free, but internally they are free, but externally people behave, judge. So don't judge any holy people, that's the point. When you judge from your perspective, but their internal knowledge has, wisdom has come, so they are not bound by those limitations. So this translation, English translation of this verse 30 will be, having abandoned the objects of enjoyments and free from expectations, some men of wisdom are found to be indifferent. And not only indifferent, withdrawn from the sense objects. On the other way, some are well renowned as pleasure seekers. Oh, they like good food, they like good luxurious bed, they like always good luxurious life. Some sadhus maybe, or some, not sadhu, they are not talking about sadhu, realized soul. Whether you are a householder or monk is not the point, whose wisdom is generated. Being deeply attached to sense objects, enjoyments, they move around sense objects. They are found as if they are attached to that and they are moving around that association. Their actions of past lives are the root cause of that, which creates various tendencies due to the actions performed previously. The one who is destined to have enjoyments due to the results of the past actions makes an effort to nurture and live in luxury, being internally dispassionate and bereft of enjoyment. Internally they are free, but externally their behavior becomes like that. So that means it is very difficult to judge a knower of truth from their external behavior. Okay, now the verse number 31. Prārabdhād-vāsanā ca-icchā, prārabdhād-vāsanā ca-icchā, pravṛttir-jāyate nirāśaḥ, pravṛttir-jāyate nirāśaḥ, pravitto va nivitto va, pravitto va nivritto va, prabhutang tasya sarvataha, prabhutvam tasya sarvataha. So prārabdhād-vāsanā, because of the past impression which is there, they instigate in our mind. Say, look, we are instigated, inspired to do one thing or the other thing. Who is inspiring? Who is working behind your mind? It is because your own past action is the source and it's pushing your mind to move in that direction. So prārabdhād, because of the prārabdha, our vasana, the desire, actions or inclinations, ca-icchā, wish. Inclination, a person's inclination will be going this way, inclination will be going on that way. Every child born out of the same family, maybe, same mom, same parents, everyone is different. Each one's prārabdha is creating an inclination and desire in the mind. And they move in that way. Their whole life pattern moves in that direction. Jayotininam. Pravrittau-va-nivrittau-va. Whether pravritti, inclination towards action, and nivritti, abstention from the action. That means those who go to be more in the worldly path, and those who go to stop that path and internally move inside. Pravritti or nivritti, withdrawing the tendency from outside to inside. Ba prārabdham, this prārabdha, this past actions, impact, control of power, tasya sarvataha. It's in all respect, entirely we find that. So, in case of a human being, there arises longing, that is called vasana, wish, icchā, propensity, pravritti, from the inclination of the past life's action, that is prārabdha. That means last life's prārabdha, whatever you desired, whatever is the cause of this present life. You know, it is called the resultant effect of our all karmas. Like a football play. The ball is pushed, kicked in one direction, another direction, another direction. Ultimately, when it goes out, it goes not in diverse directions, but it goes as a resultant of all the pushes and pulls and hits and kicks, no? And it goes in one direction. So this life is the resultant of all the activities of the other lives, and that generates in us what? Two things. Vasana, it generates vasana. Vasana means the longing. And icchā is wish. You wish to do that. And longing is a deeper sense. Wish is a superficial thing. You wish this, but you can change it. Longing is a deeper wish. So all the longing and your wish and the propensity, your tendency, all are generated by past life. That's why most of the time we call, oh, my fate, oh, these stars and planets are doing. Why stars and planets are doing? Because your karma, your thing is going through such a phase, all these are coming in that time. I give the example, when you are in the freeway, suddenly one person was in the middle of the, the trouble. The car is hit by another car and this and that, and big collision. Now, why it happened? Just your car, one split second, half a second, just to cross that. And the other car may be behind, but no, he crossed and chasing other cars and this and that, covering this and that, enter into that time, and that is the time the accident happened. Changing lanes, right and left and going this way, that way. And ultimately, he fell into that particular time. So, who to blame here? Why not it would happen another 2 minutes afterwards? Why not in 1 minute later or earlier? No? Then that car would have been free. I give the example that even people are going, if people are going to the plane, someone is frantically trying to get a plane ticket to go to India or Bangladesh or some country, no? And it is so much full, the plane is full. And he will have to go. And ultimately, one person said, no, he dropped. And another person thought, oh, God's grace, I got it. Entered into the plane, purchased the ticket with high price and entered, and that plane crashed. Who is determining this? One person who was not to go, his ticket was not there, plane was full, he has no chance to go into the plane and die. But he was pulled into that, and the other person suddenly dropped one seat. How this thing, who is the guide here? We call it accident. But this Vedanta gives a explanation of that. That was the karma which icchā, desire and longing, creates a propensity, pravritti, from the inclination of the past life's action. So, very important factor. If we understand that, then we will be very careful what we are doing now. Very important karma theory. It does not allow us to. It's a more, most rational thought. Makes sense. So what are you doing now is very important. Out of this experience, what we are getting, that how you are spending your whole day, what you are doing, what you are thinking, you are creating your again another life or not. And what life will be that? That responsibility is upon us. That's why it said, good thought, good thinking, good association, holy association. And that gives one type of mental purification and mental inclination and mental, three things he said, mental inclination, wish and longing, no? The propensity of the heart is all we can recreate here. That's why Swami Vivekananda emphasized so much on karma. Karma can mold our character. We can change our character. Though prārabdha you cannot change. Ma said, Holy Mother said, that no one can, prārabdha, the result of prārabdha, everyone will have to suffer. But by God's grace, what happens? If you take God's name, the intensity will be less. Where there is a plough to enter in your body, that means severe pain, it will be like a pinprick. How is that? That also has a science. Because when you are taking the name of the Lord, your mind is absorbed in God, certain amount. The body, what pain is going on through the body, if the part of the mind is in God, that much less pain. The mathematics, say 100 units of my mind, if I have no idea of God or anything, pain is pain and my whole mind is in the pain, I am suffering 100%. Now, if someone is so fortunate, have prayed to God and their mind is set in this order, and they can think so that 50% of the mind goes into God, pain will be 50% less here. Similarly, if it goes more, it will be less. So that is the beauty of God realization. That is the beauty of receiving grace of God or thinking of God. So this is prārabdha is very vitally important, and we are creating prārabdha for the next life. But this life is the result of the past life's prārabdha. So, pravittu-va nivittu-va, whether he is engaged in the pravitti means engaged in the worldly actions, or in the abstention of the actions. No, I don't want, I will not engage in worldly pursuit. I will be in the spiritual pursuit. Whether you take this path or pravitti or nivritti, va prabhuttam tasya sarvatra. Sarvata, from all corners, the prabhutta, the mastery. Who is master, controller? Your prārabdha. This life, how much we try, that's why it's so difficult, no? Our tendency is to change our tendency. That's why we, by God's grace, we say, oh, by the blessings of this Guru I got it, by this holy person changed my life. No. So it is really, really to have special fortune for that. But otherwise, pravitti and inclination prārabdha will force us to that direction. Yes?
In the karma, is there a place of luck? Is luck something?
Oh, people call luck and karma. Luck means, why luck comes to you and not to me? Because you have some certain karma who is giving the result that time.
I mean, when talking about this luck, two guys doing the same work, one guy is trying more and more, but he cannot get the success, and another guy is doing the little bit effort, but he is getting the success a lot.
That's the point. That's karma. Their past life's karma. Yeah.
Is the effect of past life?
The past life's karma, but that does not make us totally lost. Rather, we should have to, Swamiji's idea to courageously move forward and find how can I stand there, how can I make my ideal or goal reached.
Maharaj, I really like the idea of moving the attention from the pain to the name of God.
Huh?
From the pain to the name of God.
Ha,
to God. That 50% of the mind, I really like that.
Acha. No, his question is that in the work field, maybe two people are working. Why one with less effort
Getting success.
and not success can please the boss and get something? But less work, but getting good name, and you are working hard, and your assessment is bad, you don't get any raise, you don't get any support. It happens. Why? That is the point. We do not know, but it is, we can say that is people can cheat easily, but outside cheating and inside cheating is different. One is cheating inside, another cheating outside. No? So, these are karma. We cannot explain any other thing, only we can say our karma. In Hinduism, we think that is my karma. That's why bhaktas take this. When the suffering comes or some problem comes, they think, what can I do? It's my karma. They say simply, it is my karma, it is my fate. But Swamiji says, don't be fatalist. That is no use. This as a theory you know, and utilize the theory in your practical life. If that is my karma, I did something, I can alter also that karma. If I have done some wrong, I worked in the wrong direction, now I can do it in another direction. It is in my control. So that is the power of karma theory. Karma theory, people take it fatalist or negatively, lost as it were. But real karma theory is for encouragement. If this has happened because of my fault, or not giving proper attention, or not working hard, so I will do such karma that it will be nullified. Karma will nullify the karma. So positive energy should be brought. Prārabdha theory. Vedanta, that is the Vedantic meaning. Otherwise, most of the people take it as my prārabdha. I have no other way, I'll have to go through this trouble again and again. Yes, maybe, but Vedantic student will not be falling into such state of depression. That they will think, yes, I have done that, I can do this. So in case of human being, there arises longing, vasana, wish, ichcha and propensity, pravritti, from the inclination of the past life's actions or prārabdha. Prārabdhād-vāsanā, ca-icchā, pravṛttir-jāyate, nirāśaḥ. In case of human beings, there arises vasana, longing, ichcha, wish, and pravritti, the tendency or propensity from this inclination of the last life's action. Pravritta-nivitta, whether he is engaged in pravritti, or pravritti means the worldly pursuit, or he is disengaged, that is from nivritti, withdrawing. No, I don't. That means one path of becoming a renunciate, another path of being in action. Either of the path, all these affairs are in its prārabdha's control. So, why one becomes a monk? Why one becomes, though tried whole life and cannot do that? Well, these are your own prārabdha, because it's the past life's action. What can you do now? You can now do something for future, but you cannot undo that what was already started. The bullet is running, starting point is already out of your grip, and bullet is on the air, and it will go in its own trajectory. You cannot say, I will be following that path or I will be following this path. No. But you can realize God. That is the beauty. Now 32. Bhoga-jnānam bhaved-dehe, bhoga-jnānam bhaved-dehe, ekena-ārabdha-karmaṇā, ekena-ārabdha-karmaṇā, prārabdhaṃ loke, prārabdhaṃ-bhogadhaṃ-loke, datvā bhogaṃ vinaṣyati, datvā bhogaṃ vinaṣyati. Bhoga-jnānam bhaved-dehe, ekena-ārabdha-karmaṇā. Ārabdha-karmaṇā and prārabdha-karma. This karma which has started already in our life, it is started. In the starting, and we are somewhere in 20 years of my life, someone 40 years, someone 50 years, whatever. So we are in this prārabdha started that karma. So, jnānam, bhoga-jnānam. Bhog means enjoyment, and jnānam means knowledge. Bhaved-dehe. Where does enjoyment or suffering happens? It is in the body and also in the mind. Bhoga, in the body. Ekena-ārabdha-karmaṇā. By some actions, some one action or multiple actions that has started to fructify. Action was done then. Result is coming now. People get ulcer. How this stomach ulcer starts? You ate something days after days and did something knowing or unknowingly, and the itching starts after a long time, no? When it starts, you said, oh, what is happening? It has started much earlier. Similarly, when the bhoga, in someone's life we find some luxurious, pleasant life, and when jnānam, someone is in the path of knowledge, is getting knowledge, both have the dehe, it happens in the body, ekena-ārabdha-karmaṇā, by some actions that have started to give it the result, fructify. Ārabdha-karmaṇā. Ārabdha means which has been beginning, which has begun to give fruit. That karma which has started to give the fruit, result. Prārabdhaṃ bhogadhaṃ loke. Prārabdhaṃ, action of the past life, that is the prārabdha. Bhogadhaṃ, it gives enjoyment. Or enjoyment means experience, suffering or pain. It gives both. Loke means in this plane. When you are embodied here, your past life's karma brings you enjoyment or suffering, experience of both. And what happens? Dattva, giving that suffering or pain, bhogam, the experience of joy and suffering, they vinashyati. Prārabdha gets destroyed. But understand the point? You triggered a bullet one time, prārabdha starting point, intention is there, flying bird, oh no, I want to learn the target here. Whatever you decided, your decision, make the target and you triggered it. But this triggering force, the momentum, will go how far? When it hits the target, it drops there. Your prārabdha, that prārabdha is gone. But many prārabdhas are here, bundled up from the sanskar, old. That may come up in next life again. And also this life, what you did, those will be on the surface, top of the surface. They will bring the next life. So, both enjoyment and knowledge, they are experienced in the body, in this body, and also body means the mind, subtle body, gross body and subtle body. By some actions that has started to give results, give fruits. In this plane of existence here now, the result of the actions from past lives is the giver of experience of pleasure or pain. And after giving this result, or on conferring the experience of joy and suffering, the prārabdha perishes. Prārabdha is exhausted because his purpose is done. It was the impact of all the thoughts, because that's why it is said at the point of death, what you think, you will become next life like that. Why? Because of this, all the combination of good and bad thoughts or karma, the effect, impact. Last, when the life is going out, then you think, oh, I shall be a rich man next time. I shall be very highly educated person, or I shall be a king, or I shall be whatever. Soft one desire, and that immediately gives the boosting of the birth, the next birth. And then that starts action. Already started. When you plan that way, that is the starting point. You know, building comes much later. But you plan, here will be one building of this size, this size, this. It is going on your mind, very subtle level.
If you think like that, I shall be Brahma-jnani next life.
Chalo, it will help you. Because that will be the association, your desire will lead you, your trajectory, you are asking for, you want to go to, you say, I want to go to New York. So your train, bus, plane, it will move towards New York. You will catch those things, that will be your desire. You will not go, you have to go to New York, then you will not catch a bus for going to Alaska. You won't take that. So that's why the last desire to be, that's the noble desire. If one does, they are born, and in their life they meet people, trajectory moves them, takes them, and in that trajectory, as I give the example, traveling in a train, how many people come and sit by your side, chit-chat, some friendly, some unfriendly, and have some discussion, and afterwards each one comes to their destination, they go away. No? In our life, that's why you look at that. In your life, how many people come, how many people go away. It is who is collecting them, who is separating them.
So the concept of Brahma-jnana itself the knowledge, like itself the Brahman. So if I can think of Brahma-jnana at the time of death, then why I cannot merge in Brahman?
Only thinking will not do because you do not experience it. I am thinking now. How many times I am Atman? How many times I say? Does it make you a Brahma-jnani? This is only you are saying, but it is only intellectually or just a verbal statement. Verbal statement should be deepened into an understanding, and understanding should be so deep what is Brahman, what is the I, what is the pure I, what is bereft of the pancha-koshas, I am that, I am not body, mind, etc., etc. And then go back to the consciousness, and that, the whole universe of name and form, behind is that consciousness, this consciousness are the same. Aham Brahmasmi. So it is not intellectual knowledge, but it starts with intellect. And confusion will come, doubt will come, and one continuously doing, day and night thinking like that. One time, fortunate moment will come when you will be able to experience the truth. And that is experience, that is the point. I am Brahman will only talking will not do, because it is an intellectual word. Of course, next birth when he will be born in a very high intellectual understanding up to that far. That's why it's called, where you live, there you start again. My example goes, suppose you are going to Disneyland, or you are going to San Diego. Hey, up. When you are going to San Diego, so on the Irvine you go Spectrum, Irvine Spectrum is beautiful, and you are driving and you see, oh wow, okay. Then you find, let me see. You are digressing, your wish, your desire, and you get the exit. And you spend the whole night, stay in a hotel and enjoy whatever to see, eat and this and that. Then you morning say, oh, I have to go to San Diego. Then what will you do? You come out of the same exit, you take the same exit and continue. So spiritual life is like that. If one moves up to a certain point, they don't go back, but they start from there itself. Okay, so this is the 32nd verse. Both enjoyment and knowledge are experienced in the body by some actions that have started to fructify or give results. In this plane of existence, the result of the actions from the past life is the giver of the experience of pleasure and pain. On conferring the experience of joy and suffering, this prārabdha then ultimately perishes. Ki bolche? Okay? So, Acha, how many questions? Acha, so we end here now, then only we read 2 verses, 30 and 31. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanam Astu. Now I am going to the question answer, few question answers. So let me see. It seems that the one capital is playing a game of hide and seek. And apparent, that is the karma, is a part of the game. But the game of karma is insubstantive in the light of the knowledge of the self. Is it not? Yes. We are talking all these things to a person who is not a man of knowledge yet, but who is seeking for knowledge. That means he is or she is under the spell of ignorance. But this study is for them. Those who have experienced that truth, what study is necessary? So here, the one true, there is only one absolute oneness, like the ocean, infinite ocean. And that ocean of joy is as if with the ripples and waves are playing games. How many ripples come and waves come? And they are playing hide and seek, as it were, with karma. They say karma is all bringing together, dispersing together as if true. But it is all play of God in that highest sense. Karma When you bring karma, it is you are talking in a level down, our level. I see, I did this karma, I found this suffering, how this is joy. I don't want to do this, I want to be peaceful. This is in our level. But in the spiritual sense, it is the play of one, absolute one. Vishwabichi, in the Ashtavakra book, it says that in the infinite ocean of consciousness, all the ripples, infinite number of ripples and bubbles and others, they are all fun and playing. But it is only water, it is only ocean. There's only one is playing, there is no two. From that perspective, it is a big jnana. Coming from jnana to entering into that and coming down, then you see the whole world changes. Another question, will you kindly tell us a little more about Swami Oma, Lokeshwaranandaji? Any one anecdote that are not in the public domain that will give us a glimpse of his towering personality? Yes, those who have seen him, he is a towering personality, but he was very humble. If you talk to him and you see that he was a person full of love and affection. So when he came once here, he spoke here in this hall. So one girl was not here. She is a very young girl, maybe 10, 12 or something. And Swami Lokeshwarananda is such a personality, talking to top intellectual in the same manner. And when Swamiji was leaving, going back to India, we all went to see him off in the airport. And that small girl came. Her father was a devotee of here. And within few minutes, Swami Lokeshwarananda became a friend to that girl. So friendly. He sat side by side and talking like a friend, and they took their address, phone number, and then as Swami Lokeshwarananda went back to India, she kept communicating with Swami Lokeshwarananda. Such a person of international reputation, he could find time for that girl to give her some support or some strength and remain friendly for a long time. And Swamiji passed away, of course, afterwards. But the point is that a great personality is like that. Whether you are a rich person, which is a very powerful person in the society, top intellectual, and they talk with the same humility with them. At the same time, a schoolgirl, and within a split second become friendly, and they could feel that love and tie. And the girl probably once went to India also to see the Swami. So that is the towering personality. That means it comes out of knowledge. When you become a person of wisdom or knowledge, or you love God so much that your wisdom develops, then you see something not human, and their attraction becomes tremendous attraction. People flock around them. But some people cannot take that much because their spirituality is less. But those spirituality is high, they can do that and keep themselves totally detached. That is the knowledge. Oh, now Shanti is asking another question. To get Brahma Jnana, a person must have practiced a lot of austerities. So, would not their tendencies be naturally spiritual anyway? Why should they have worldly ichcha if they have done much sadhana? That is true. What you say is correct. That's why we in Hinduism we emphasize for regular spiritual practice. Why regular everyday spiritual practice? Knowledge can come any moment. That's why those who get somewhere some little experience of light and things, their character does not change. And they do all types of nonsense things. In one side they say they have vision, they have experience. Even they become brutal. That's why Swamiji says about someone who stumbled into realization. That means suddenly you get an illumination, because your good karma may be there. But because it is not practiced very seriously, the old tendencies cannot overcome. So, when the trajectory is fixed, that means your life is destined to move in that direction, that becomes natural. But inner personality will change if the practice spiritual. Just in the Ramakrishna tradition, very much emphasis is given for your regular spiritual practice and developing your character. So, and even in the cases of spontaneous awakening without sadhana, they must have cultivated spiritual tendencies in previous lives, and so must they have spiritual inclination carried over. No, that spiritual inclination is their good karma. Good karma has produced some result in certain point of time. But if it is not practiced very well, it does not become a part of our life. Very important point is that. We should have to, spirituality should be a part of our life. And that it is not many people, don't you see, they never went to any church, any temple, any places. They say, I saw, in my dream, I saw a light, and that light was so strong. I feel it is even now, no? They see us. Many people have vision. In Hindu families you will find, someone is seeing Mother Saraswati, Mother Durga, Kali, Mother came and Mother told this and that and that. They are seeing. Certainly it indicates there is some subha samskara. But it is the overwhelming samskara, then he will continuously live in that consciousness. But it is on the spur of the moment in somewhere, by God's grace, something comes at one time, and then it's covered again by the cloud. So that's why their life goes on in the past pattern. But it does not matter for a Brahmajnani. Brahmajnani is free. Only so long his body goes, he is seen from outside that he is behaving like a worldly person, like an ordinary person. But internally they are all transformed. Oh, one question. Can you please explain what is Bhagavat Anubhuti? Anubhava. Anubhava means experience. God, Bhagavat means Bhagavan, God. God experience. God experience means what? Now you think, what is God? If you think God, and depending on that your God experience will come. What is the God? God may be God, the absolute God. Someone may think Rama is my God. Someone will think Ma Kali is my God. Someone will think Jesus is my God. So God realization means you see Jesus, that's all your God realization. But actually realization means where you lose yourself totally into that consciousness. So ultimately Vedantic way of God realization means you become a Brahmajnani. You merge into the infinite absolute truth, which is unchanging truth. That is called the Brahman.
But I think you cannot explain what it is, because someone asked, Sri Ramakrishna said, how is ghee? It is ghee.
Yeah.
So it cannot be.
It cannot be. I said that is for explaining. No one can explain what is God. But God realization means that you lose your eye into that. That's the major point. Intellectually we are asking question. Intellectually we are giving the response. Otherwise there is no other way to explain that. And even those who have experienced, they cannot say. Upanishad says, Abang manasa gocharam, beyond speech, beyond mind, beyond description, beyond time. So how will you describe that?
Maharaj, how can you give up your eye, the sense of eye?
That's true. That sense of I will go.
It doesn't go.
No.
Sense of
Individual. That's why when the I will go totally, this purified I, this Ramakrishna's idea, this unripened I which we are having now, this I with the body, I with my emotions, I with my knowledge, I am a rich, I am a poor, this I will be transcending. And it will be ripened I, an absolute I. And there this I will, you cannot find this I anymore. When that I merges into the ocean of consciousness, you will not find the personified experience of that which is bound in Maya. That person will no more be there, available. A Thakur's example, salt doll, and trying to measure the infinite ocean, and they enter into the ocean. Will you find the salt doll anymore? The doll, salt, is all merged into the ocean, and it become what? No trace of any. It's like a camphor. When you burn the camphor, we do the arati, not here, but special day. The camphor you burn, the camphor burns, and it ultimately, see, when it is totally burned, camphor is gone. No more, no trace of anything. So similarly, the ego will go away that way. Another question, what is it that carries karma from life to life? It can be the body or mind that end with each life, or Brahman to which karma does not attach. No. Karma, what is that carries karma from life to life? That is the question. What is that which carries karma from life to life? What is that? Karma is where? Karma's impact is where? In the mind. So long the mind is there, this physical body is gone. But your mind does not die. Like when night time you go to dream, this body is dead for me. I have no concept about this body. But I live in another body. That's a dream body. And that is the mind body. So that carries the karma. That carries all the impression. Gross thing goes to the subtle and settles there in the mindset. So karma, samskaras or impressions are all carried in our mind. That's why Raja Yoga deals with chitta, vritti, nirodha and other issues, talking about mind, purification of the mind. I see desire arise in me regularly. I have not been able to stop that. Instead, I work on detachment with the outcome of desire, how to reduce desire in me. Ramakrishna gave the example, I see desire arise in me regularly. Everyone, not you alone, we are all driven by our desire. Desire arises, but what desire? Desire for name, desire for money, desire for achievement, place, in position, and life sustenance. Desire is life, is desire. Without that, there is no life. But we can, Ramakrishna said, you can desire, give that desire a turn. What is that turn? Give that desire a turn, and that turn is God. Turn towards God. I desire this worldly thing, this thing, that thing. But now I desire to love God, to see God, to feel who is behind this universe. So this desire, one desire can be replaced by another desire. That is the point. You cannot go beyond desire without counteracting the other desire. One desire takes us this way, another desire takes the opposite way. So, desire is the motive for bondage, and desire also takes us to God. That desire, we don't say desire, we call love for God. Only language changes, but it is desire. Desiring God, one gives up home and hearth and home. And desiring world, one gives up God and everything. No? Most of the world gives up God. Infinite joy, infinite peace, giving up. For what? For having a love relationship, or having a sweet something eating, or for some mundane something. We can give up God. That's giving up is there. That means attachment is there, desire is there, and desire can be turned that way. Baba, so many questions. Another, Thakur advised to live like a kitten, which remains happy as its mother keeps it. If we accept happily what we cannot control, will it benefit us spiritually? Of course, Thakur said it's the best thing. It says that live like a kitten. That is the devotee's attitude. That's the devotee's attitude. Devotee thinks that I am nothing, God is my whole, God is my soul, God is my everything. So I depend on God, holding on to God, and cry, oh Lord, please take care, please take care, please see. Huh?
One more question here. One more question and then this completed.
Oh, another is there. Achha.
No, it is completed.
In the computer. Achha. So be like a kitten is like surrendering to God. That's a devotional approach. Surrendering to God. Everything is happening in the universe by God's will. So I surrender to God. Oh Lord, please take care. That is also will a path, jñānī path, bhakta path. That's okay. That will benefit, of course, benefit spiritually. And there is another question here. This is how to destroy vasana permanently. Can a degraded mind become divine? Of course. Mind is, we are not the mind. So degraded mind means cluttered mind and pure mind. So yes, we can. That's why whole spiritual life is for that. So don't think that it is my mind is only deranged, and but that mind can be corrected. And by God's grace, that's why permanently, how to destroy the vasana? It is only by God realization, permanently this vasana will go away. But till then, we will have to have vasana, desire. So what to do? Ramakrishna, as I said, Ramakrishna said, desire for God. Turn your all desires, that why give me love, give me devotion, that's also desire. Pray, O Lord, I am your unworthy child. You gave everything to everyone. Could you not give me a little devotion, little more, so that I forget the world and forget the worldly desire, forget the worldly things. So that type of prayer, that type of surrender, just now like a kitten, any attitude will do. Also Vedantic attitude also good. I am not the mind. Why I am caring about my mind? If I am not the mind, then why am I caring about mind thought, bad thought or good thought? What does it mean? So whatever attitude of the mind, we can utilize them for this path. So, not to be disheartened. Yes, our mind is cluttered, that's true, that's why we are here. Our mind is full of bad, old impressions, it is saturated with those. So, but I can overcome by God's grace, by prayer, by meditation, by Vedantic analysis, by selfless karma. So these are the four paths Ramakrishna, Vivekananda tradition gives us. So I hope by God's grace, these are all possible and God can help us always. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Yes, tomorrow will be gospel class at 7:30. Thank you.